Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah. And sitting here in Kampala visiting my family. And just been having some reflections on different topics. So I thought I'd share them. One of the things that was going through my mind was I was reading this hadith. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم هل ترزقون وتنصرون إلا بدفائكم. And what it means is your sustenance and your help are only it's for nothing except the weak among you. And the scholars point out that this hal is the hal of tawqid. Normally when you see hal, it's a istifham, it's a question. But in this case, it's the hal of tawqid, which means emphasis, which means certainly, like the only reason that you're getting sustenance and help is because of the weak among you. And it goes back also to say the hadith that as long as you're helping your brother, Allah is helping you. And at the end of time, I was thinking about this in relation to the end of time with zakat, how it would be considered a fine. And this is just another reason that we need to rethink our metaphysics, the narrative of it. There's another hadith along these lines. Ruba ashatha madfu'in bil abwabi law aqsama Allahu bil law abarrahu. And the hadith means how many a disheveled person who's pushed away from people's doors because of how they are, that if they were to take an oath with Allah, Allah would fulfill it. But what the scholars point out is that, some of the scholars that I've studied with have pointed out that the hu and la'abarrahu, to fulfill, it goes back to him and not the oath. That Allah would not fulfill it, that Allah would fulfill him. And that shows the superiority of Allah having for him the high regard, right? So I think we need to get back to this. And it even reminds me of that story about the ifk with that happened between Abu Bakr and Mistah. That when the lie was perpetrated against Aisha radiallahu anha, Abu Bakr said that I'm withdrawing my help of him. And it was told, this came down in Revelation, it's not, you're one of the siddiqeen, right? That you can't withdraw your help. If you plan on being of that rank. I mean, even in the face of someone's daughter being disrespected and humiliated like that, help is not withdrawn, right? And it's just indicative of haqq over emotion, that truth is truth. you know. And Allah even said, like, bear witness even if it's against your own selves. So, after reflecting on this, I just thought that that was another reason that we need to, rethink, because it's counterintuitive. Again, normally people think that in order to maintain their power or maintain their resources and their sustenance, that they have to withhold it and hoard it. Which is interesting, because you can even say, well, what about investing it? And it's like, that's how you invest it. When you give zakat, and, when you take care of the people who are less fortunate than you, physically, it's counterintuitive, because it looks like you're giving it up. It looks like you're releasing your resources. But this again goes to show you how ilm is over just this kind of Western ideal of how we understand the physics, the quality of physics or even metaphysics in the world. Same thing. In the West, we understand having children. You want to make sure that you got money first. And in Islam, the Islamic paradigm is that children come with their own provision. And so there's this huge demarcation between the two civilizations, even down to the belief system, even down to cultural. So these are just some of my reflections on these topics. But it's just some food for thought, just something to think about. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.